clouds, the wind picked up. The old trees creaked as if they were talking to one another. I had prepared in advance. I grabbed a thermos. I checked my flashlight. I put a notebook in my pocket. And around 2 in the morning, I headed to that very spot in the cemetery. This time, I decided to wait right by the grave. That very one, with the almost erased inscription. Why Gallagher? I sat down on an old stone nearby. I turned off the flashlight and began to watch. The minutes dragged on slowly, very slowly. It seemed as if time had almost stopped. The wind swayed the tree branches. Somewhere in the distance, an owl hooted. Then silence fell again, so deep that I could hear my own breathing. I looked at my watch, 2:43. There was 1 minute left until the sound appeared. For some reason, my heart began to beat faster, although I didn't understand why. After all, I wasn't a superstitious person, at least not back then. The second hand crept forward, 2:44, whoosh. A whistle sounded right behind me, so close that I flinched. I spun around sharply and saw him, the boy. This time he was standing just a few meters away, right next to me. No more than 5 or 6 steps away, he was looking at the grave, standing motionless and quietly humming his tune. I was afraid to even move. For the first time ever, I was able to get a good look at him. He looked about 7 or 8 years old. Light hair, a very pale face, an old shirt, short pants, suspenders. His clothes looked as if they'd been worn many decades ago. I remember that detail well, because it caught my attention right away. No one had dressed like that in a long time. The boy looked as if he'd stepped out of an old black and white photograph. For a few seconds, I just stared at him. And then he suddenly turned his head, and our eyes met. I still remember those eyes. Not scary, not angry, quite the opposite. They were sad, incredibly sad, as if the child had lost something very important and couldn't find it no matter what. He was looking right at me, and at that moment, he stopped humming. The silence became almost deafening. I wanted to say something. I wanted to ask who he was, but the words got stuck in my throat, because the boy suddenly smiled, very faintly.